Greetings ladies and gentlefish, and welcome to another World of Tanks video. Again, we're going to be showcasing a couple of my games, but we're going to be in machines that you don't see that often. Firstly, we have the most overpowered tank in the game. It's the Churchill Gun Carrier! Yay! A tank that I keep around specifically to ace, and apparently big people enjoy watching me play it. They like seeing the overpowered slug move across the battlefield. Big shout out, by the way, here. You might notice that my CGC is resplendent in a sort of bronzy golden paint job. Big shout out to Pansy for knocking up this golden skin. It's just wonderful for the thing. Anyway, we are trundling forward. This is a tier 8 match. Oh dear. We're here on Prokhorovka, or is it Fiery Salient in this instance? It's Fiery Salient. And I'm platooned up with a couple of you delightful gentlemen. We have got Active Current and Baldric here. They are both in the Su-100Y, another tier 6 tank destroyer with bigger guns than mine. And just to make sure that the tier 8s don't feel the overpowered nature of what we're bringing here in our tier 6s, we're just gonna kind of be camping toward the back, or I am anyway, because it's the only way to really do this fairly. Now, the CGC, to be fair to it, it has received some buffs over the years, and the most recent one has given it 220 penetration and 280 alpha damage with this 32-pound gun, which means the gun is actually pretty good. It's not perfect. The really, really narrow gun traverse does not help, but the gun is actually pretty good. The less said about the rest of the machine, the better, because, you know, what more can you say about the CGC? It is the bringer of doom, the harbinger of the apocalypse. It is, you know, the most broken tank in the game, clearly. Anyway, because this thing is so slow and doesn't have any armor and is large, you're very limited on where you can take it. So I am literally just camping at the back like a wuss. Because if I get spotted, especially in this matchmaking, I am going to be deleted from the face of the map. So I'm just waiting for people to be spotted. Now you can see here that I did not bring any premium ammunition to the party, because you only get another 32mm penetration, and I'm not convinced it's worth it. I mean, the CGC gets high penetration anyway for a tier 6. In fact, it might be the highest of any tier 6 tank. If it's not the highest, it's certainly very high, and it can't be too far off. Oh, I was going for a shot on the VK there, but it just wasn't working. Now, this replay is a little bit slow to start. I'm not gonna lie to you. It does take a little while to get going. And I think I was streaming when I did this, by the way, so some people had the joy of watching this as the game unfolded. Scoreline is 1-2. Lots has happened so far. Both teams have assumed camping positions, and you know, may the best campers win, pretty much. Ooh, ooh, ooh! Targets, 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 targets. Right. Okay, what can I shoot? KV4. No, that's gonna bounce. Can I shoot the E25? At least I can penetrate him. I mean, 220 pen is good for a tier 6, but it's still a tier 6. Ooh, tracking shot as well. Come on, guys. Oh, yes. Wreck that E25. Yes, he's dead. That's a valuable kill. Even though he's not top tier, very sneaky tank destroyer, very dangerous machine on a map like this, where it is open and there is lots of camo to take advantage of. So that was a really worthy shot. CGC, just OP. Comes with an inbuilt aimbot, don't you know, that automatically goes for tracks and things like that. Little known fact. If anyone's watching this, by the way, without a sarcasmometer, you might want to get one. So we know there's a KV4 down the end here. Why there's a KV4 down the end here, I don't really know, except possibly the driver of that KV4 is not very good. Because it is not where I would bring a KV4. Goodbye, KV3. But there is a guy down here. Now, I am going to find penetrating him a non-trivial task. Oh, hello, Mr. SU-152. Oh, that shot missed. That's a shame. But he has also lost an awful lot of his health. So, I mean, if a good shot that goes where I aim it will take him out, like that. But if he angles his armour, he's going to be a pain. But nonetheless, I pick up the kill on the KV-4. So there's one of their tier 8s done, which is nice. SU-152 will take a blind shot, and we've got quite a lot of ammunition here, and the ammunition is not very expensive, so we'll probably keep taking a blind shot. Now, you may have noticed that the enemy team are capping. This is encounter. The capture circle is over the other side of the map, but this is not the sort of tank where you can really take to a position to threaten the capture circle, unfortunately, so yeah. And we just lost Baldric to a Scorpion G. Oh, good lord. He got out-premiumed. Such a shame. That's just the way of it. The SU-100Y is another massive machine with no armour and no camo. That one does get a 13cm naval gun, however, so it hits like a ton of bricks, especially for a tier 6. Right, SU-152 has come out into the open, so 265 is actually a low damage roll. I remember when this thing used to hit for 250. Blind shot? No. Can we squeeze in another blind shot before the VK blocks us? Ooh, just about. We'll take it, but no, not quite. We've got a very thin shot here to sneak in. The VK also manages to mess it up. No, that one misses as well. Oh dear, and the VK takes a hit. And there we go, kill number 3. And we've just gone over 1,000 damage done, that we've seen anyway. 1,000 damage as well. So trundling forwards at a neck-breaking speed. That's 23, 24 kilometers an hour. Oh no, now we're down again. AMX M445, not exactly the most threatening tank in this particular match, but you know, damage is damage. I'm certainly not complaining. Why this guy is where he is as well, I don't really know, but again, I'll take it. Now, there might be someone in front of him, or maybe it's a wreck, or maybe my shot just hit the dirt, whatever it is. Oh, that shot went nowhere near. We're going to, again, have some blind shots over towards this AMX, because frankly, why not? You know, I mean, I've got plentiful ammunition, and I'm not exactly going to get over toward the cap anytime soon. So, it's a ridgeline by the look of it that was eating my shells, which is slightly unfortunate. Oh, come on. Oh, there we go. 246, that's another low roll. But one more shell and we can finish this AMX off. Is our gun traverse going to be a problem here? Quite possibly. And he's hunkering down behind a wreck. Fabulous. And so I no longer have a shot on him. Oh, no, I have a very thin shot on him, which I'm going to really struggle to hit here. Active Current takes out the T-34-85, which is another tank dead, so I'm certainly not complaining. He's on 2 kills. We're going to make up for Boulder's unfortunate demise at the hand of that Scorpion, who's on 4 kills, by the way. He is definitely someone to feel threatened about, and it's worth pointing out he's the only tier 8 left in this match. Aim the shot carefully, and we're loading high explosive for our next one because, well, if we penetrate, that's 370 damage instead of 280. And so we had that shot blind, but it may well have connected, and now I wish I had the armor piercing loaded instead. Backing off just so that we can maintain our camo here, because I am the only one on this flank now. Everyone else is dead. Oh dear, right. I need to really do something about these fellas, because it doesn't look like anyone else is going to come over and help me anytime soon. So, Churchill Gun Carrier versus the world, guys. Churchill Gun Carrier versus the world. And we're going to switch back to an armor piercing round here, pulling back so that we're less likely to be spotted, and we have to sort of thread the eye of the needle here. Nope. Oh, this is a thin shot. Oh, okay, never mind. He gets taken out by the Stuart Emil, and Active is saying he's going to try and come over and help, but it is quite a long way for him to drive, and the SU-100Y is not the fastest machine in the world. So I am essentially hanging tight for now. Just being cautious because that Scorpion can really wreck my day. So I'm just trying to let the binos come up. I really want to spot this chap. I mean, the Scorpion doesn't have the best camo rating in the world, to be fair. So, you know, you can outspot him in the right situation. But, I mean, I don't have the best camo rating in the world either. Switch back to the high explosive because I really want to do as much damage to this Scorp as I can. And how much penetration do I get with the HE on this thing? 47. So, 47 pen should be enough to make mincemeat of the Scorpion G most of the time, as long as the shot is, you know, as long as I spend a little bit of time aiming it. Now, I'm not having much luck spotting this guy, so I'm just going to try and move to a different set of cover. I can take a shot from him, obviously I don't want to, but I can take a shot from him if necessary. I don't quite know where the IKV or the Hellcat are. They last spotted on the other side of the train tracks. But I'm trying to be very, very cautious here. And there is the Scorpion. The Scorpion has been spotted. Excellent. And as it is, the HE lets me down. Only 114 damage. An AP round would have actually killed him. But, hey, I don't care. Active is worth his weight in gold. Comes up and picks up the kill on that Scorpion G, so I don't take a hit. Switching back to armor piercing, because I don't know who it is I'm going to get to have a shot at, and my high explosive really did not do me well there. I think it hit the tracks. On the flip side, hitting the tracks did hold the guy in place and mean that Active was able to nail him, so it's not all bad. Armor piercing shell into the rear of this IKV, and I completely messed the shot up. That was terrible aiming from me, nothing to do with the tank, just me being useless. And the Hellcat unfortunately takes down Active, but I am able to pick up the IKV for kill number 4. And it's just this Hellkitty remaining. And Active is convinced the Hellcat is in B6, I would not be surprised in the slightest. So I'm trying to advance on this position. And he also shot him, so the Hellcat should not have a huge amount of health left. So, on that logic, I'm going to go with an armor piercing round rather than a high explosive round, and he shot me. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. So, just trying to keep this rock between myself and him. There he is, he's got 68 health left. I do not have the time to aim this shot properly, I don't think. Oh, there we go. Kill number 5. And that is the game. Booyah. So, let's go and see what the post-battle? Good lord, my tongue just got tired. Post-battle stats look like. So, that game was actually enough for my ace tanker. Hallelujah! And at the time, I thought, whoa, I've got my ace tanker in this tank. I no longer ever need to play it. But unfortunately, people like seeing it in the stream, and it's not as if I had anything better to do with the crew that's sitting in it. So, I do actually still own the CGC and avoid playing it whenever I can. Ace Tanker, Fighter and Fire for Effect. Not a particularly impressive slew of medals, but do bear in mind, I was bottom tier here as well. 2,443 damage done, 5 kills, 1,226 base experience for the CGC. Our VK was flipping useless in that match, but never mind. It was basically the, let's say, the Hellcat, the SU-152, the T-20 and the Rheinmetall Scorpion on the enemy team who were carrying it for them. 28 shots fired, I took a lot of blind shots, 13 hits, 12 pens for that damage count, most of it was from pretty long range. 2 hits received, did my armour do anything? You must be joking. 8 enemy vehicles damaged, 5 of them destroyed, 1,133 assistance damage, and sort of about 1.6 kilometres travelled, 22,000 credit profit. The ammunition might be cheap, but when you've spewed that much of it, I mean, you are going to have to spend some on ammo. And a reasonable amount of experience because, hey, you know, personal reserves and all that. So that was my ace in the CGC. Hurrah! And there was much rejoicing across the land. Now we're going to go to something at the other end of the spectrum. This was a bottom tier match in a tank that, sarcasm off for a moment, is trash. Well, yeah, this next is going to be the other end of the spectrum. You'll see what I mean. So, here we go. This is a machine that's a bit of a guilty pleasure of mine. This is the Panzer B2, which is about as balanced as a one-legged donkey. But no, the tank itself is not actually that much of a problem. The reason it's not very well balanced is that it gets incredibly preferential matchmaking, so that this tank is always top tier. It always sees tier 4 matches. nothing higher. And that makes up for the trashy gun. But the thing is that, yes, the gun is trashy, but this is basically the same tank that the French get at tier 4 as the Char B1. But the Char B1 doesn't get quite so special matchmaking. So, yeah, it's a bit of a weird thing. Anyway, it is what it is. So, the enemy team have 2 Panzer B2s, which bothers me because we only have me. And clearly matches are decided by the number of Panzer B2s you can field. Oh, that one bounced off the side of his turret. Now, okay, that is how you do not do it. Yes, this tank is good, but if you just drive up onto a ridgeline and let the entire enemy team shoot you for free, that is not a good plan. Anyway, we're here on Wide Park, which is not a map you see very often anymore. It's really reserved for the mid-tiers, so you only really see it. I think it's tier 4 to 6 only. So we're in a tier 4 match here, and already we're 1-3 down, which is a great start. But one of the enemy Panzer B2s is dead, so I'm actually going to take that as a win, if you will. I'll trade two T29s, a T6 and an Su-26 for a Panzer B2 and a T29. So if we move one of the T29s, I will trade 3 tier 3s for a Panzer B2 any day of the week. Anyway, speaking of people who are a little bit optimistic, well, yeah, that was a guy who kind of outstayed his welcome. Scoreline is 5-5. Now I'm working along this ridgeline. Yes, this tank is good, but as one of the enemy Panzer B2s just demonstrated, that doesn't mean that you should just, you know, invite damage. And actually, despite the fact that I have very high average damage done in this tank and all that, my win rate in it is something like 47%, showing you that even the best tanks can be rebalanced by the worst teams. But there we go. This tank is not for regular sale anymore, and my god, it should not be. Yeah, this is not a balanced tank. Hello, Mr. Panzer T15. Oh, that one actually bounced. Don't make me fire premium at you, little tier 3. That's how trash this gun is, by the way. There we go. Put a shot into his face. Now, the other Panzer B2 on the enemy team is over on that flank. We don't have to deal with him at the moment, but the sooner he can die, the better. The enemy team are bereft of any Matildas. We do have a Matilda. The Matilda is better than this tank, but the difference is that the Matilda gets regular matchmaking. That really is the key distinguishing feature, so that the Matilda can see tier 6 matches, whereas this can't. In a tier 4 match, the Matilda is better than the Panzer B2, but again, the Matilda does see things that are not just tier 4 matches. So, yeah, bear that in mind. The enemy team are really swarmer sucking us at this point. And there are a lot of them around. I mean, we've bounced a bunch of shots so far. We haven't taken any actual damage at this point. But we do need to finish these guys off. Panzer T15 is trying to shoot me in the bum. I'm not really that worried about him. I'm much more interested in dealing with this Su-85B. Oh, the T15 is dead anyway. Because the Su-85B can wreck me. He has a big, fat, scary 85mm gun. Oh, there's a T29 who's going to try and shank me in the bum as well. Yeah, okay. Let's deal with the T29 first. No, he backs off. Okay, Su-85B then. He's only a one-shot. No, he's dead. Oh, but wait. Oh, okay, there's only 2 of us left. And the other one is also an incredibly overpowered tank. That FCM is a really, really good machine. But, okay, yeah, this is looking problematic. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 enemy tanks versus the 2 of us. Oh, our first bit of damage, and of course it's artillery. There we go. We're not faffing around. Bounce the first AP shell. I cannot sit there getting shot by artillery, so we kill him with an APCR round. Deal with that T29. We're on 2 kills. Okay. Okay, we can do this. It's fine. We've got most of our health. There's only 1 Panzer B2 left on the enemy team. We can do this. We can do this. Keep calm and everything will be fine. Let's just deal with them one at a time. Number 1. Can I deal with that T29? Nope, there's the enemy Panzer B2. Okay, APCR is load. Oh god, they're Marder. Okay, Panzer B2 first. It looks like we're probably going to end up trading a number of shells here. If you ever need to shoot a Panzer B2, the turret is actually a weak point. Now that my tracks are no longer out, I can actually deal with this guy. He's having the worst of this engagement. I mean, neither of us are doing particularly well. He keeps moving. We both keep trying to move. Okay, fine. Ram him, and now I'm just going to pump shell after shell into him. Try and hold him still. There we go. Straight through the front of the hull, and he is dead. I bounce the T29 to my rear. take a hit. He's firing. The Marder's firing HE. That's fine. He's dead now. Repair the tracks. Swing round. By the way, in all this, in case you hadn't noticed, that friendly tank destroyer died. Just for the record. Anyway, T-29. He's now on low health. I need to kill him. So we've got the T-29 and 2 artillery. Okay. But the T-29 is just keeping me spotted for their artillery. He's not a fool, apparently. Now, the artillery isn't doing vast amounts of damage, but it's just chipping away at my hit points. And that's going to be a problem. Now, the Panzer B2 is quite agile, but it's not... doesn't have the raw speed to chase this T-29 down, which is going to be a problem. I need him to really make a mistake, and... oh, has he made a mistake? Has he made a mistake? Yes, he has. Oh, he has not run away fast enough, and he is done. So, that just leaves the 2 artillery left. We're on 5 kills. Can we take this game down by taking out those last 2 artillery pieces? I'm trying to be fairly careful here. I don't want them to predict where I'm going to go and slap artillery shells into my face. Right, I have binos in case I need them for the extra view range. Come on, we can do this. Okay, nice and calm. Nice and calm. Not spotted them so far. That's fine. And there's the Su-26, which means I'm going to be spotted for the AMX, and the AMX is the scarier of those 2 artillery pieces. So, I'm just going to hide behind this building for a little bit. See if I can... hopefully I'm unspotted there. See if I can convince them that I'm still there. Come around the other side. Not knock anything over while I'm doing it. And then I might be able to catch this Su-26 by surprise and kill him. There he is. I flubbed my first shot. Second one goes in though. He actually bounces on me. No, he bounced? Apparently so. Oh well, he's dead. It's fine. There's my Top Gun. Just got the AMX 105 AM to kill. Now. Oh, I've spotted him. I know where he is. Alright. No. Ah, it's a shame. Now. This is where you have to think. It's unlikely that the AMX 105 is going to be able to kill me by shotgunning me, so I think I'm actually fairly safe here. That was what was going through my head. It's going to be difficult to be particularly clever against him. He's going to spot me whatever I'm doing. Unless I drive around the entire map or something. And then I'm getting range between myself and him. It's... I'm just going to go and kill him, I'll be honest. He's going to know I'm coming. I'm going to take a shell to the face, but I'm pretty sure I can. So I'm just going to come round this corner, eat it. Oh, it actually does more damage than I was expecting. And one more shell, and there we go. He is done, and that is the match. And breathe. Ooh. So, in the end, that match got us another ace tanker in the Panzer B2. Hurrah! Fire for effect, shell-proof, duelist, hand of God, and bruiser, and quite a slew of medals. We've got cool-headed, high-caliber steel wall, Top Gun, a Pascucci's medal for killing both of the enemy artillery, and a Kolobanov's, because at one point I was outnumbered 5-1 at the end, and we were able to win. That was right before we managed to kill that T-29. Not the T-29, sorry. The Panzer B2. The friendly tank destroyer did actually die. 1,230 damage done, 7 kills, 1,220 base experience. And you can see Panzer B2 on the enemy team headed up the roster. If the other Panzer B2 on the enemy team hadn't played like a complete donkey, that would have probably been a defeat. 48 shots fired, 37 hits, 27 penetrations for that damage count, 26 hits received, 5 pen, 21 did not, for 998 damage blocked by our armour. 11 enemy vehicles damaged, 7 of them destroyed, 392 assistance damage, 2 kilometres travelled, and even though we fired some APCR with a standard account, that was still enough for a pretty respectable profit. So there we go, a couple of games for you in tanks that you just don't see all that often. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, feel free to catch some of my other videos and or subscribe to my channel. And as ever, I wish you very happy hunting on that battlefield. Ciao ciao.